afternoon everybody, I hope you all alright. I'm Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch in Mansfield, Nottinghamshire. I hope you've been having a good day today. I've been busy taking orders and also doing other work for my customers and also for people coming to collect their goods. So I did say that we was going to do a small little coffin spray. Obviously I can't do the full size because they can be 1.8 meters long, which is nearly 6 foot in length, between 4 and 6 foot. So I'm not going to do one that big, even though I've done many of them. So I thought I'd do a very smaller scale version of what one would look like. I've just gone and got a single tray. I do have a double, but I thought, well, we'll just do a single. As I said, we're just gonna, bring it down in size. And I've got some pot tape. Oh, before I carry on, my Oasis with my spray paints there. Another easier way to also cover your Oasis is spray it in a green. That's if you want it in a green or a brown or a black, or whichever colour really, and just spray it, just let it dry. You only need one coat, let it dry, and then that you won't have to cover your Oasis because it's green. So, but if you feel like you still wish to, then that's fine. And like I say, I've got my pot tape and I started to hold the Oasis in with the pot tape by going round only once on each end and then doing it this way as well, only once. So now that's secure, that's not going to come out, so we're all ready to start. Oh, before I carry on, I've had just a few more new subscribers, and I just wish to welcome you to the Flower Patch, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. So welcome to Betsy, Chief, Teresa Golab, Jambi's Vlog, and sorry if I cannot pronounce your name, Sadionda Das Tabla. So welcome to you all. Right, first of all then let's go through what we're using. I'm going to be using these ferns, leather leaf should I say. And that's a leather leaf. We traditionally use things like that in the UK. As much as using it, obviously, some others, and you don't have to put these in. So we're going to just dot a few of those around. And then, because it's on a smaller version, sometimes I'd put fatsia in if it was a fresh one and 6 foot in length. I may put fatsia along the bottom. But this is just a smaller, well, it's not a fatsia, but it can mimic the fatsia with the size of the leaf. So I'm also putting those in as well. I've also got some conifer, and this is a rubbery texture or furry texture to be quite honest, but this is your traditional conifer that you'd have on your garden. I don't know if you can see that as well and how that looks, but that's what we're going to also perhaps dot around up there or along here, so we'll do that as well. I've got some fern out. I'm maybe not using it because I've got these leather leaf, but I've just got the fern out with, if I just grab one out, just the little fern. I haven't gone for the big fern again, with it just being small. I've just got 4 aspidistra leaves out. I haven't got, got the whole bunch out, because with the aspidistra you can move it around to create a loop like that and stick that in like that. I've done that many times with fresh flowers, but that's your aspidistra leaf, and that's what we may put in. And then I've also got my eucalyptus cinerea, that 2 different tones, a lighter one and then a bluey green one, and we're going to just add a few of those in. And then just a few of sorry?
1,000.
Oh, oh, thanks for that. My husband's just in and stood at the door and said 1,000. I don't know what you were on about. That's why I may have looked a bit confused. It's just going 1,000, and I said sorry. So we had to speak. So you may have heard him say 1,000, and then he turned his mobile phone and is showing me on my YouTube channel. I think 1,000 views on one of the arrangements that I've done, because he keeps telling me how many I've got. He keeps me up to date on it, because I'm too busy analysing and then trying to think of other designs, and it's my husband who participates in telling me and keeping, you know, up to date with the reviews and things like that. So yeah, it's a shared thing we do. But anyway, so like I say, I've got my ficus, but I've got the dark green one. I don't want to put the light green, the variegated in. I want, with these being quite a limey colour on them, I want something dark to reflect from the limey colours in them. So that's the foliage. I've cut these down before I started because I just wanted to see how they'd be placed and what they may look like. Doesn't matter if I've cut them down, I can put picks on them to give them that length back again if they don't get used, and put them back. But I've got out these lilies, the white lilies, and I think they are absolutely beautiful. I mean, they've got the little dots in the middle and like a very like corally pink, and I think they're really nice, and they stand out when you just see them across the room. So I've got 3 of the big heads, and then I've got just 2, the ones where they're just starting to open. So I've got those, so we're definitely using those. I've also got my little white calla lilies. I don't want any, it's going to be quite a subtle colour. This design will be for a, you know, for a lady. So it's going to be, you know, in pinks. So there's the little calla lilies that I'm going to use as well to give that shape and to add to the shape. So I've got this, this is a lilac bush. So it's just very flimsy, you know, and I'm thinking about maybe I could just stand the odd one up there, or perhaps down here, or even one coming from the sides. So I'm not going to be using all of these. I have got though these 2 long foxglove. I want to start by putting one either end, and by putting one either end, if I move this, sorry guys, if I put one either end, I'll show you there, then you'll see how long then this miniature coffin spray would be. You can elongate it, you can have the ends longer, so you've got it coming out perhaps to that length. You can make it as long as you want, you know, as long as you cut that stem long enough to go inside. So I've got those as well. I may add a bit of lavender to it. So, but this is a very subtle one. I've got a darker pink, and then I've got the purple, but I thought no, I'll try and just keep it a bit lighter, just to add a bit of texture. These are the flocked ones, and they are really stunning. I like the deeper ones as well, but what is it I don't like? And like I say, because this is going to be a pink arrangement, I've got out the pink colour, oh, here we go. Here we go. The pink Geminis. So we're going to have the pink Geminis, because of they've got the pink in the centre, I want them to match up with these. And then obviously, as you can see, and then just to add also a little touch of pink as well. So that's all the florals. So first of all, we'll start with our greenery. I was always taught when I did coffins and sprays and, you know, funeral things, to start with your greenery first, because you've got to be building yourself around the bottom first and then bringing it in layers. It doesn't mean to say you've got to start from here and then do a here, here, here. You've just got to make sure first you fill around the bottom, you know, of your tray, and then you can just start even if you've just done that, you can start placing them where you'd like them to be. So first of all, I'm going to get these, because these are going to be mimicking what I would have had in fresh, or a larger one in artificial of the fascia. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one in the centre there. Just measure how long you want it out, because sometimes, you know, you can have it really close if you want, but if you want it to come slightly more out, you know, pull back out your stem. So I only want the stem to be sitting there. So instead of the stem of this using all the way across there, I will cut at least another inch off, because I don't need that stem that long. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to just sit it in the centre at the bottom, just like that. Just wipe any excess glue off. And as you may be able to see, it's got a slight tilt on it now, because I've manipulated it to have that little tilt. I just don't want to see it, you know, flat like that. It's just, there's no movement to that. You know, I do like to see the curved shape, because by having it flat, it just looks flat, you know, and it'll make you actually put more, you'll end up putting more greenery in. So just take a little bit off of that one. Do the same this side. So as you can see from there now, they're both angled over just slightly. Just cut that. And if you wish, you can start to put, you know, at this angle across, then on this side, and then again here, and then here. And that will be all you will need of the thicker stem, especially on this design, with it being small. I'm just going to go in at an angle, but I'm still going to let it, you know, droop over so it's got that bend. Again, any excess glue coming off the stem, just wipe it. I didn't bring enough of these out. I'll have to just go and get another one. And then do the same on the opposite corner. Just slightly tilt it. Whoops, daisy, I'm covered in glue already. It's quite a lovely day here today. It was yesterday too. It was hotter yesterday, but it's still quite a nice day. I hope it is where everybody else is. And then do it again here. Let me just go and get one more. And I am also considering get that done. Pop that back. And do the same in the top corner. And just slightly give it that little bend. So as you can see, that's how it's laying out. Now you may think, well, that looks slightly odd, but we're going to have a different leaf here. And I've just picked this out because I just thought, if it's not the aspidistra, then I'll use the palm. We've got the palm, which is also used a lot, and I absolutely adore it. So I think I'm going to just use the palm, because I think the aspidistra yeah, it just looks too much and too big, you know, and it's like these. It's just not blending in well. So we'll move the aspidistra out of the way. So we're going to use the palm and just measure it on the top to see how long you'd want it to actually, you know, for the length of your spray. So you could have where the last leaf is there, or you could bring it again out here. It's your decision. I usually tend to put the bottom on the artificial ones. I try to small like this. I will bring it here because I think that length is more than plenty. So I'm just going to cut half of this stem because I only want it to go in half. I don't want the full stem going in. And this is also going at the bottom. And just put that through there, like that. And that's how then now that sits. So, or if you look at it that way, you know, or you could also look at it upon that one. But that's how it will sit. We'll do the same with this one. We'll elongate. And now there we have it with both of them in, or even like that. But it will be sitting like that because it's going along the top, you know, of your coffin. So that's there. So before I go any further with, I'm not putting any of those in. I'm going to start dotting in the leather leaf. So we know where the flower is going to be going anyway. We've you know, we've got the flower here, so we know how long the flower can stick out. Let me show you. So that can be out to that length, you know, and that's your focal point on the tops of here. So that's the reason I'm not putting anything there at the moment. I want to start to fill it up with the oasis, and then the flowers, sorry, not with the oasis, with the foliage, and then the flowers then will start to blend in with the foliage. So with these, there's another different texture. I'll just hold it there. You can put it like that. And that's what I'm going to do. So 1, 2, I don't know what, 4. Huh? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might save 1 because I may put it in middle. Because you don't just have to put these around if you wish, you know, but while you're using these, you can start, you know, putting them in the top, on the top, or you can just put them aside and try some other greenery on the top. But we're going to start and dot these at the bottom in between these. I'll tell you what they are, everybody, but I just don't know. I can't remember the name of them. They remind me of a house plant, and it's bothering me sometimes because I don't know. So that one's going to sit like that. Oh, let me just get my coffee again. I've got a new cup, everybody. I went shopping this morning to do my groceries and I spotted that. Oh, ain't that lovely? I'll tell you something, it's a bit hard to sip from with it going over like that. We usually have the cups that are like that, and I feel like I'm having to throw my face into the centre. I feel like my lips are hanging down bottom here. I can't get a grip. Really weird feeling, but I just think it was so cute. Well, what about treating myself to something, even if it's just a cup? I like little things like that. Right, let me put the other 2 in. Oh, it's quite a larger one. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So the 3, 1 there. So what I'm doing here, on here, it's only got 2 leaves. On this stem, it's got 3. So because the 3 is there, I will go in the opposite way. Sorry, with this one, what's got 3 on, and put the 3 in the opposite direction. I don't want the 3 here because then it's not going to balance it out how these are set out. It's going to be more fuller here than it would here. So to balance it, the 3-leafed one there and then the other one on the opposite side. Again, like I say, it's all about balance. People will notice if there's something just looks odd. They will, like I said the other day, there's a lot of picky people out there. So you have to basically cater your work for everybody's needs. So that's what I try to do for them. Right, as you can see that now that is all started to fill up along the bottom. So I could carry on and go along the bottom to fill here, or I could start putting my greenery here or up against the side of the palm. I have this, like I've said, this conifer, which is a beautiful, let me bring it, it's really weird, I don't know how I really explain the touch of it, but I hope you can see that. Let me just see if I can get it. It's like that, and but it looks so realistic. It's the touch, I don't know, it's like it's got fur on it, like the lamb's ear would. And the Dusty Miller, but it's just in dark green. That's how it feels. Right, I'm going to take one of these to go either end. I'm just going to slightly manoeuvre them. I'm not going to bend these stems too much because with it being a funeral, there is a design that has to be fulfilled. The structure, sorry. There is a structure to these. It's not just like I could do on any of my others and say, oh yes, that looks nice there. No. Funerals are very, very... I started with funerals as well. That was my main, cliche with fresh flowers. I did a lot of funerals, and as much as it was a sad time, for the sad families, I loved it because I wanted to put the best into them, especially the fresh, because I never got a lot of orders for artificial ones. So in the fresh, I put all my care, my attention, my love from my heart into it to give that family a display, what they could be proud of, to give to the deceased member or loved one, to show them, how much has been put into that sad time, and they will be deeply missed. All those thoughts go through my head. I don't just think, well, I should put this one here. Yeah, it may look all right, but we'll just put it there. No, there is a structure. There is a way to design these, and people will not, especially with it being for a deceased, will not have anything less. So you have to put all your effort, your knowledgeable designing, your love, your compassion, everything into these, and I sure did. I enjoyed every minute of doing them, and I also met the families as well, and I was there for the families. So yeah, sad times, but it was worthwhile. It really very touching, and I loved it. So yeah, I did start a lot off in funeral work first. So here we're going to put this conifer. Sorry about chatting like that, but I just wanted you to know how much, you don't just put all your care and attention into the funerals. It's every design you do. But you tend to feel a bit more, I think, when it comes to things like the deceased. It's more touching, I think. I may be wrong. Sorry, everybody, if you think that's wrong, a way of saying it. But, yeah. I loved it. I just loved doing it. Right, so I'm going to put the other one in, and that's going to sit on top. I'm going to spread the leaves on the conifer, so then it looks like the conifer is filling up the airiness of the palm. And plus you want something a bit more solid above the palm. For example, like I say, I mean, your lily is quite heavy, so you need something a bit more solid to be able to take the weight of the lily, and that's also included if you were doing fresh as well, because lilies can be quite heavy. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, so I might, right, with these I'm going to make these slightly smaller, or in fact I know what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3. Say we're getting another bunch, I can incorporate these. There's 3 of those, and we're going, and there's 3 left. So what we're going to do is going to place 1 there, 1 there. Oh, sorry, my fault. It's not as close as it got. 1 there, and then 1 there. There is your shape arriving, and the shape that you are looking for is where it starts high and then it cascades down to a slight point. That is what you're looking for. And then also on here, it starts here and then it just goes down like that. They're very enjoyable things to do. So we're going to put these in. I'm not putting these at that height because these aren't long. If I put those at that height, then I would have to elongate it a bit more on this to give it that proper shape. So that's why I'm not putting them as high, you know, as high. So this is still going in the same place, but it will be a bit smaller and it would be down a bit more. And the same with this. I'm bringing that right to the bottom, and then that's going to stand there. And do the same. Push that to the bottom, and again you can lean them. They're not, you can't at the top, it's just about a couple of inches above here you can manipulate them. And that may be too high, so I may be cutting that and taking it to at least 1 inch to 2 inch off, because otherwise again we're going to have to keep going on till it comes to the point. So in fact, let me take that off at the moment. There. I don't want it to go any, you know, any higher. Just like I say, manoeuvre your leaves. So as you can see, there are your conifer on the top, like a fan, because that's your shape. It's going to go down to there, and if you look at it from that angle, it's here and it's going up, over, and then back down. So that's the look that you're aiming for. Right, we'll get our eucalyptus scenario. Oh, I bought some new bands, everybody, some thicker ones, because oh god, these aren't even worth buying. They're rubbish. I don't know how Amazon got the right to sell things like what are really horrid. As soon as you put something on, they tend to snap. So let me take a new one off, and I'm keeping the ball like this because usually I unravel everything. Not on that, I'm not. Right, I don't want that last leaf. That doesn't look very good at all. Right, with your, I love to see eucalyptus as well in Coffin sprays. Now we're going to put these, let me turn it around correctly. One there, and so on. Coming out from each corner to start with. And I'll just place things in. It's best to just place it in because you don't want to be gluing it straight away and then you realise it's in slightly in the wrong position. And then that one like that as well. So you've got those like that, and that's the same all around in each corner. So get another one and put it here. So that one is slightly leaning as well. I want to get these sort first before I use those ones. And do the same. And you can, these leaves on these eucalyptus, you can push up and down. So if you want them quite, you know, a bit more together, then just do that. Lift them up. Oh, I nearly glued it. Oh, nearly glued it. Oh my gosh. There's your second, well, I won't say second, your fifth one. And then do the same with this, and that will be going there. So as you can see, we are now starting to form a bit more of a shape with the greenery, and I'll bring it slightly down so you can see the conifers and the palm as well. And then also with your fern here, your leather leaf fern. So we've got those eucalyptus. I'm still not going to stop with the eucalyptus because I'm going to take that leaf off as well, because that one's a bit torn. We've caught it, I think. I'm going to put one here as well. Glued it. I want to place them. Sorry, I'm just telling you, I want to place them, and I make the mistake and put glue on one. So I'm going to put another one. And do the same here. Just slightly bring it down. So then you've got like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. If that's an easier way to remember it, 3 along the long length on either side and 1 on the short end. From above here, the white on these are looking lovely. And then now I've got just a couple more. Now I've put those there, and I'm still going to be using these. Again, I'm going to be, once I'm happy, I will be gluing them in. Put that just behind the conifer there. And again, just slightly lean it so it goes with the flow. So they're all your now eucalyptus in. I may want to add some more in. I just, you know, first I just want to get the other bits of the foliage in, and then just to see how much foliage is in before I decide whether to add some more. So let's now go around and glue all these in. I'll start on the top, gluing them in, and then I will start going on to the bottom. I think as well that helps. I must admit it really does on some things. That you're going around at the top, you know, start working from the top and then work around by putting them in, you know, to see where you want them to be, and then working and then gluing in after. It's you feel like it's a bit, quite speedy. What's turning round? Like that. Do that one again. It's coming out. Does that in? Right, there's one here. That's in. had a feeling there's one somewhere on the top that wasn't in. And then back under here, like that. Just check, yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, they're all in. So now I've gone with those. We'll put those there. Oh, let me just have another drink. I feel like I'm trying to get my mouth around a bucket. Because you're frightened in case someone's gonna start dripping down your mouth. So you feel like you've got to open your mouth wider. Right, let me just take this band off of here. See, that's it snapped already. I want to just place or have a look. No, they're not going there. They may even come up here because it's going to clash. If I put these sort of type ferns on the bottom amongst the featherhead fern, it clashes. You know, it just looks like that is that. It doesn't give it any different, you know, oh, what's the word? Style. It's like you've not put anything different to any other foliage. It's like you've just kept to that same foliage because that very is much, it's the same colour, green at the bottom and lima green at the top. So it's clashing with each other. So then in that case, you need to start bringing in some darker green because you've got that lime green at the bottom. You can either in between this and your leather leaf put some ficus inside to do it. You could also put some other darker greenery if I can just get some. My goodness, there's lots. You could put something with a bigger bit, you know, a bit more of a bigger leaf than, or one what isn't airy. You could cut some of those down, you know, and you could add those in as well, if you can see, just like that. And that will give you a different other texture to it as well. But first of all, we're going to go round with our ficus because I've got quite a bit of these. And also, if you've got your oddments, you know, your foliage oddments with your leaves and that, use those. They're very good for underneath, either here, to put a leaf in there to use as a filler. And I'll show you that. I'll get my oddments out. So with this plastic bit, I'm going to sit that in between like that. So you've got a different texture and a different, you know, from these. But I don't want these really big. So I'm going to actually, if you see what I mean, just like that. Let me go bring it up. Just poking out. So it, then you've got that, then you know that you notice that because it's not the same, you know, sort of like texture and also look as what this is. So we'll put a few of those around on the bottom because I will be using those as well up here. So we'll put that where that all were. You could even, if you want, leave it there, but I want it under, you know, slightly underneath. And just go again in between. Just having it, because it's an airy, the ficus is quite airy, you can see through it. It's not going to take this leather leaf look. And if you feel it is, just bring one of the leaves up slightly higher so you can still see. again on this side in between. And that's just giving you that, that's also filling in at the bottom and also giving you that movement around. I'll lift it up so you can see the movement, how it's shaped from above. And the, you know, with these going in at the bottom now, because you're now at the bottom, you with smaller things gives you all, as well as these, give you the shape of your design. Get the glue string off me. Let's see. Now, can you see from that side to that, by adding the smaller foliage here, the ficus, you've got your shape now, your round circle coming out here. Here it's still bare, so you've not got that shape to it as of yet. But by just filling in at the bottom, you start to create that shape at the bottom for the rest of the, you know, for the basically the base of the coffin spray. And then that also helps you, gives you a guide to how your shape is going to be, and you follow through from that. And then we'll put that, and I'm going to dot these all around the bottom. It doesn't matter if I've gone over onto there, because I will make sure nothing, you know, that flower will go in there. You can see. I'll just cut a few off. And all I'm doing is I'm going all the way around, just placing this ficus underneath, well, in between this leather leaf fern and this. I can't remember what it's called. I keep calling it this. I'll call it imitation fatsia until I find out what it is. But yeah, and it's just slightly coming through under the bottom. So it's also giving this a bit of a look as well, that it's not just that on its own and nothing to blend in with it. So we've nearly done with the ficus on the bottom. I find it very enjoyable. It's very, very relaxing. Oh my good gracious. Those rubber bands. And another one here. I think I need about another two, and then that'd be it. That with the ficus. One. Oh, one, two. And then one here. And just one more in between this corner here, the conflict. There we go. Just fluff up where you'd like, you know, some of your foliage to be sitting. If you want it some at the bottom or some slightly more up. Right, now that is the full shape around. yeah, with your ficus, I just can see a bit of glue there. With your ficus in, and it's giving you that. Now that's that movement and that shape around the edges, where it's doing the same as what it's doing there. It's coming out and then to the point. And that's what this is doing, out and then to the point, but just in another direction. You have to mimic this shape on the top also with the sides. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the big lilies in just on each end, just to show you how they're going to sit, and then I may, you know, I can work around those as well. So again, like I say, these are going to go here, and they're going to sit at the bottom like that. I can bring them further out, in fact, because I still want to see the cauliflower, because that's softening it up. So I may just come out to there. So we'll do that. As I'm putting it in, I shall, where I think it looks best, I will stop. There. So now that will sit just like that at the end. Not too much to the tip or not too far down, because you need to be in the centre of the longest length leaf with your longest flower. By having it really drooping over here, then you're going to have to bring in more flower to this end to keep in with the length of your longest flower. So, I've still got these to go in, and I will bring that there. But the conifer, the fern, the palm, the lily and the foxglove are all different lengths, but not far away from each other. And that's how you get the point. If you can understand that, I'll put these in. So let me measure it first, everybody. So by measuring how long you want it, you know where to cut your stem. So there. Now get the other one. I know I cut that one. Oh. So we'll put those in underneath the palm. And there's your elongated length. And your palm is just sitting on top of it. So I've got to get this mat changed at the weekend, because it is really, really slippy. And I seem to be walking away. Let's get this one in first. Now, let me just put this one in and then I'll tell you, because I don't want to. Right. When I was doing the floristry, I was always told, always have a tape measure. I'm leaving my coffee. Always have a tape measure from your centre point of your display to your longest point. Oh, I've just hit myself in the face. Gosh. From your centre point to your longest point, which is 45 centimetres on one side. Hold it, twist it. That's 46, so I need to go in just a little bit, 1 centimetre. 45. And this is just by eye view. I mean, usually I'd be measuring it upside down. That's the way I'd be measuring it. We'll do it the proper way. 90 centimetres. So your central point is 45. So you have to make sure it's the same length. And then once that is, then your shape it'll blend in. It should do anyway. Blend in really, really well. So now I've got those in, let's get this other lily in at the end. And this is how I was taught. So from the way I put the lily in, 21. So that has to be, if I put that on there, if I measure it with the fern, with the palm, I can't go over that. That's if you want to do it, you know, like the way that I do it. I can see that. I mean, if you have your own way of doing it, sorry, put more in, then, you know, when you have a quicker way of doing it, then, you know, that's great. But this is just the way I was taught. Spot on. 21 either side with those lilies. Once I've measured those, I haven't got to measure all the others. It's just the main two ends and the side, just the centre of the sides here, you need the same length. And then from then on, you've created your boundary, you've created your height and your width and your depth. And, you know, and then you've done. So then the rest of your flowers, you can start putting in. That's the fun part where it looks beautiful, starts to look really nice. So that may be a helping hand for you, you know. Like I say, you may have your own ways. So again, I've got the ficus, and there's another different texture. I can either bring it here, but obviously smaller, so it's here, or I could just add the bit there. Or if I want something slightly different, I will get I can't reach it, I must be getting small. You can get your Italian ruscus. This is very popular as well in, especially, I don't know about the, you know, around the world, but in the UK, Italian ruscus, you know, in Coffin sprays. So what we would do with that, let's get rid of the tags. We would be now adding some here. And again, it's just more different textured foliage. It saves you having just the same in every one, you know, the same. You can have just one foliage, well, two foliages or anything, but we were always told a minimum of 3. But I like to just go a bit beyond. So here, I'm going to put in between these two eucalyptus. This is just a small basic Coffin spray, obviously miniature. And there's your other different texture. I mean, I have done them really big. Where I've had one, well, quite a few actually. It must have been the fashion at the time. Bless them. Multicoloured Coffin sprays with every coloured flower you can think of, and every style flower. And I've done those, you know, a few times. Now they are a challenge, because you try to keep within that you don't put too many colours next to each other, but time consuming on that side, very enjoyable. And again, I'm just going to put these, and I'll show you it from when I've just put the last one of these ruscus in, and I'll show you what it's looking like. Need that, take that off, cut that little prong off where it was in, and just do exactly the same here. And now I will show you, and you will notice that all your greenery is filling up. This is why I was always taught to do the greenery first, because if you put your flowers in, you could start moving your flowers out of place, especially in fresh. And they could easily snap. Your foliage is, you know, more stable, as you know, has more support and strength as what many of your flowers do. So I was always taught to put the foliage in first so you don't snap any of your florals, you know, if you're doing it the opposite way around. It prevents it. So that is on there. So I'll show you it actually from the height way, from the longest way. I'll show you like that. If I just bring it slightly down, you know, and then back up, and you'll see the shape. In, out, in, on either side. And from the top, in, out to the top, into the bottom. So that's, again, what you try. If you try to remember that, then that should give you a good guide along. So I want to put just a few smaller ones of the ruscus. I'm just going to cut some really down, well, not right short, but just to use as like a filler again. Just try and use as much as you can for your filler. I'll keep that for a stem. So we're going to put now these just above our imitation fatsia. I love saying that. And now that goes there, and now that's starting to fill in there. And we do it on each one of these big leaves, just above. Just like that. I've got one where it's too long. Do it again on this end. Even if it's just one leaf by itself and you think, oh gosh, that's not enough, you know, you can put one of these I've just pulled off, then you can put it on a pick, and then you can, you know, co-join it. I couldn't because this was right at the bottom of the stem and it would have gone inside the oasis, and it, you know, it wouldn't have been very good. But where there's a will, there's a way, everyone. I've got a longer piece here of what I've cut off from one of these, and I've put it into that because I pulled that off, and I will pair it up now with that. Just there to give it that a bit of more filler. I'll turn that around and we'll do the opposite side. There's one there. So that one in this corner, like that. And just above in the centre. And like I say, these are fabulous. Ruscas are, even in the fresh, are fabulous for fillers. They've got a beautiful shape to them. Even in bouquets, they look very soft. I always tend to go for the Italian ruscus. That is Parvolia, Italian Parvolia. That's my favourite. So there's one by itself there, so I'm going to just pair that up with this little one. Let's cut the top off because you can see where I've cut on the last one off. There. So I'll show you now how this is looking from the top, and if you, again, you will see how much foliage is needed and also is filling it up. So now just with that ruscus in here, it's using more to fill up, and obviously it's using more of your space and starting to cover. We will be putting florals at the bottom as well, and that again is where I can use different foliage as well. I just use right at the bottom there to cover the oasis. Oops a daisy. Oh no, I didn't glue that one in. It's got no glue on it. Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh, we're off again. So I'm going to be keeping things out, you know, the foliage, because I will want to be putting different ones, maybe add some more. But before we carry on, I'll put these. We might even actually just have a quick look what it's like with the fern, but with the fern not being at the bottom with the leather leaf, but actually being at the top. We just don't want to overdo it. You know, you have a good substantial amount of foliage, but don't overdo it unless somebody wants more foliage than florals. Right, now that's looking a bit too busy, so we'll remove those and we'll start to add some floral. Now this, let me just measure the length I'd like this to go. By measuring, just bring it through on the top. So that will be from the centre 17 centimetres. Just make sure. 30. End up with 30. And that is 30, yeah, that's right. So I don't know whether to put the bigger ones there and have, no, the bigger ones on top. So the smaller ones where they look like they're just opening, make sure that that is now 17 from tip to top. Oh, it's longer. Right, we've got enough to go into the oasis. Right, I'm going to just put this, I'll do it from this side, above the leaf. Just keep pushing it. Right, now let me just measure that from the central point. Want it a little bit more, about a centimetre in. So let me just turn it round and give it a bit of welly. Glue off. Bang on everybody. Can't help myself. Can't help myself but sing. So we'll do the next one. Push that in as well. And let me measure that one. Just take the glue off so I don't get any glue on the flowers. No, 2 centimetres too long. Nearly there, nearly there. Super. So then from now, where I've got, if I just show you how they're in the sides. I can't, oh, I'm a bit awkward with my hands today. They're at the sides, and to measure them, I have measured them from the centre point of the oasis out to the side, to the longest where I want them to sit. And I've gone 17 centimetres, and then I've come round when I've done this side, started from the centre point this side and measured 17 centimetres. So now from here to here and then from here to here all should be the same size. So that's 35. That's 35. That's 35. And that's 35. So now they're all equilateral space in between them all. I mean, this is just being really, you know, how I was taught to be really take, you know, attention to detail, and also to show precision work. So that's part of what the, you know, my course work was in, you know, enticed. So I did have another, oh, I did have another one. I've got one here in my hand. Now this one will be our centre one. So let me just straighten it up slightly. Cut this little bit off with a leaf where we don't need it. And then that is going to now sit in the centre. And like I say, it's not going to be higher than the leaf. It may, if it does, it may just sit there with the leaf slightly poking through with a conifer. But we're going to cut it because I don't want a really long stem. But enough to give it that support. We'll put it, no, we'll put it this side. Now if you see where your longest bit is, just bring it down again. And now again, from the centre point to that centre point, 35. 35. So now it's all equal. So now is the best part. You can start just dotting your florals in. Because you've worked out how, you know, the circumference, the diameter, you know, the shape, and obviously the exact measurements of the, you know, how big it needs to be and to look equilateral. So now I've put that one in the centre. You may see how it looks from with it being in the centre. So from here to here is 35, here to here is 35, from here to here is 35, here to here is 35, and so on, and the same down that side. It can be quite, I think some people I've heard before have said, oh my gosh, you're just messing about, why don't you just put them in? But again, like I say, care and attention to detail, you know, etc. It's every little thing is important, especially this is how I was taught in funeral work. So now we are going to put in our jiminis. And again, at the end of it, if we spot any, you know, spaces, we can put the rest of the flowers that we have. We can incorporate those. But at the start, I just wanted to start with the lilies and the jiminis, and then obviously maybe add the calla lilies. I'm not so sure about that. That may be a bit too much. So let's get, I want one, and we're going to do, oh, that one looks a bit, I don't know, it's not part of this group. No. We're going to get these, and we're going to do the similar thing what we did with our eucalyptus. One here, one slightly here, one here, one here, one here, and we're going to do that. So let's just bring that forward a bit. What have I done with my clippers? Oh, they're here. Now this has got a bit where it's come off. It's come away from the wire. So what I do is cut that plastic bit off. So it's just got the wire. And from preventing it from happening again, I just put a little bit of pot tape around it to stop as well in case the wire started to move, just to keep it into place like that. So now with these, we're going to start coming out here. And what I want to do is just sit it there, because we are going down. I don't want it up here. I don't want it, you know, really far in. I want to just start to create the shape of an oval shape where it's cascading from the centre point. And it's the shape that we're starting to create before we get, you know, further in. Do the same on this side. And it's like giving the flowers again their own space. Now this one, in fact, I'll put this one here. I can't see from that side. And there. So we're going to put these in between the centre conifer and the next conifer. And just slightly tilt its head, just so it looks like it's slightly leaning. So as you can see now, that's starting to cascade to the tip of here. Oops, I've cut one. I will again, you know, I'll just lift it up once I've finished this and show you how it looks from above. And again, if you want to be really, really technical, if you don't want the eye view, again, measure. Now from here to the centre is 14, from here to that centre, from that centre to that centre, I can't see because it's sitting in my way, is 14. So that's if you really want to be technical. It can be, some people think, quite monotonous, you know, it goes on a bit, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just, oops, let me show you, sorry guys. It's just the way I was taught in a professional manner. Now that's what it looks like from the top, with the pinks, again cascading down here, then here, and then again down to there. This may be a long video guys, but I just want to show you, you know, and be quite detailed with what I'm showing you. So with these, we're now going to have one here coming away from the lily, going round. So if I just cut a bit of that, we don't want these too long. We want to give the space to the lily, and also from the florals above. I mean, once you've got the procedure and the technical side of it, you know, and that out the way, and you understand, it's just all go, you know. And then you tend to find it slightly easier. Well, I did. Slightly easier when it came to doing them without measuring. I got that used to the measurements and the width in between. It's not like stuck in my memory, in my mind, and the width in between and from each one, that it's at the point now when I do them, you know, if I'm not doing a tutorial on them, that's obviously, then I just have to look from above and I can see. But it did take me, honestly, I'm not perfect. It took me numerous occasions to get it right. I felt like I'd never do it. I mean, especially when you go to these, you do these college courses and things like that. Well, they can be quite, especially professional ones. If you want to be a professional at it, an extreme further beyond than what the, you know, just the nice little shops you have around, and you want to go into design floral, you have to be picky, extremely picky. And it's to the point where they count how the leaves are sat, you know, the space in between the leaves, and that is extremely picky. But it does happen, and that, you know, I had to learn bits. I didn't study a lot on that, but oh gosh, it was beyond my head. So I know what to do concerning the measurements, but to the, you know, like big things for people who, you know, got a lot of, as I dare say, I don't like to be judgmental, but people who are wealthy and they want really extravagant things, then yeah. So here, anyway, let's stop talking about those. We're going to put this, I can't see, let me just judge it from this side first. Yeah, we're going to put these now here at each side of the lily, and as you can see, it's coming round but not going out from that lily there. I will lift that and I will show it you. I would do the same again on this corner. Well, not corner, but in just next to the lily. Keep it smaller than the lily. And if you want to, like, again, get something to measure it. Sometimes I've done, actually we'll do it with this. I've done it with these before. You get your aspidistra leaf, hold it gently, and if something's pressing up further to the leaf than the other one, you know it needs to be pushed back a bit. But them, no, they're both sat lovely. That's another way of measuring it, whether they're all sat in the same. There's many different ways, you know. That's just a simple little thing that, you know, I came up with, and to create that curve. The aspidistra leaves are wonderful for things for that, because it bends. So we'll do again the same. I turn it around. Oh, it's catching on my other flowers. Turn it around and we'll do the same here, in between here. And we'll just push that one in again. Try to keep within. Yep. I don't want to use that one because I can't be bothered to peel it off, the sticker. Ain't that lazy. 53-year-old woman and she's become really lazy. Do the same with that. Fluff the head up, get the leaf again. I mean, I can see it's okay, but you know, I'll just show you again. That one's lifting up slightly. And that's sitting both beautiful. You see, I don't know how to, well, I do know how to show you. I just want to keep hold. That, if I just go like that, it's just leaning on there like that, the lily. And the gerbras are just under it, sitting in that round shape like that. Don't know, like that. Or, like I say, if you know what you're doing, you look at it from eye view above it. That's always the best way. Look above it and you can see the shape. So I've just dropped something. Well, I wondered what that were. I've just rubbed my feet and it made a noise, and it's some of my rubbish on the floor. It was like rubber and I wondered what it were. Right, again, if you want to elongate, now I always say you can put one in between there, or you can put, again, if I got the shorter one, no, let me put it anyway. If I show you I keep dropping things, I keep hearing them, and I just don't want to make sure that I'm not wasting anything. One there. Oh. I need to sharpen my pliers. And again, I mean, I will bend these into position, but in between. Fill that gap in between. And then again. There. Now I've not stuck those in yet, but I'll just show you from above how that's starting to look. And where there's gaps, you can either put more of your flowers or more of your leaves. That's why I say do the bottom bit first, and then once you're happy with scattering your foliage around, then stop building your shape and your structure, and then whatever's left, fill it with more flowers or foliage. So, I'm very hot in here. I've left my air conditioning in the house. So I don't want those. I've finished with those. Even though we used quite a few of them, but that's okay. So we'll glue these in. And again, on the second, if I show you here, we'll glue this one in. So that was your first row of your Geminis. Now we've created on the second row where is it there? Go back in the same hole. Now you push it in to keep within the same boundary. So it's like that. And then with this one, you don't go deeper and you don't come out further. Oh, I've glued that one in. Oh, silly me. Going crazy today. I'll replace that. Did I glue that in? No. And then do the same on here. Just look above. I think that one. Actually, there. Like that. Make sure it's within that. Got to remember which ones I've glued in. I got them there. I'm better at looking from the, you know, above to the front. In between that space. There. Right. There, my glasses are falling off my face. So I've glued all those in again. That's what it looks like. I hope you can see everybody from this angle. Going down that way. You can see your shape as well. From the highest point coming down to the tip. And now we keep in within that boundary. So now you can go around. Oh, I'm sweating like mad. You can go around and put your calla lilies in, which we will do, because once these are in, you'll see the difference. Now, because these are wispy, some customers don't want the wispiness, some want compact, but because these are wispy, this is going to add a different look because these will be hanging over the boundary. But because they are airy, you can see through, your boundary will be there. Because you can see through, the customers or the people, you know, at the funeral will just see through, straight through them and look at the main focal point, which is the larger flowers. So that is just mainly for another different texture, but also giving you that floral to it as well. So I'd put one quite far down, not too much sticking out, just to slightly blend in, but just also again give that airy feeling. Let me take them all off. So I put one there, one there, one there, one there, and then I will be putting some at the bottom. So I just go all around and do it. Oh, my son's finally heard that his car may be ready by tomorrow. They've not rang him at all week. He's been panicking, thinking, oh my gosh, how long are they going to keep it? Because he is telling me, it's not fair, Mum, that I'm driving your car. So, yeah, he's very thoughtful. So now with this one, I'm going to go here, just above the big lily. I'm going to cut some of that stem off because I don't want it so deep going right through the centre, because I'm only pushing these right to the tip of the flower. I'm not leaving any stem, you know, hanging out. By me putting these, push those up, I'm actually gluing it in right up to the top there. I'm not leaving it here so they can wisp about. I'm taking it up there so they stay perfectly in that you know, place without any much movement, but also it's also giving you that different look. Do the same on this side. Right, let me just show you. I haven't finished with them yet, but that is what I mean with the little bounciness. You see through it. I mean, I'm looking at it here, you look from this side. You tend to look through those little calla lilies and focus on the pinks. You're not really focusing on these or the greenery. You're looking at the floral. So that's why I've just added this little bit of texture, but it's also got floral with it to give it that movement. So now I'm going to put some at the bottom here. If I just move all these up to the top, because they do, I keep watching my cat. He's sat outside the door and he's watching me, then he goes to sleep, then he watches me. I don't know, it's probably because his bed's not here, he's not coming in today. Mind you, it is quite warm in here because it's a nice day outside, quite a good temperature, and it's, yeah, it's a bit humid. So he doesn't really like humid places. Right, so one, if I just move that here instead of sticking it in. Now one at the bottom, just slightly shorter than that lily, so it's at the bottom. And this is, like I say, this is for your, you know, just that movement, but also filling in and giving you a nice pretty floral look. Now this is going next to, right, push it right in to the palm at the bottom. And do that on the other side. Next to the palm on the opposite side. Cut that one as well. And if I turn it this way and do it this side as well. Trying to find our way to hold it, to get that grip to push it in. So that's on the bottom. Glue string following me. Oh gosh, it's all around my wrist. And now they're pushed in at the bottom. So if you can see, instead of it just going there and then there, you've got a bit here. Let me just make sure it's in the right place. The other one, yeah. You've got a bit here, filling that small little gap, being airy but not taking over the main flower or these Geminis. Now we do have our lavender. Let me just chop one of these off. I doubt it very much I'm going to put these in. I think I've already made my mind up. Oh, I don't know. Here we go. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Let me put me... Oh gosh, I am so terrible. I just see other colours or other ways, and I think, oh yes, that would look nice, and then it makes me want to put it in. I'm going to take all of these off. Now I could chop these into two, you know, and cut it right at the bottom here and have another one. But because obviously I need the height, I'm just going to leave it as it is. But with these, if I place it here first, I'll place it in, and I'm putting these on the top near the edge, because they start, obviously you can manipulate them and give them that little bend over, but not covering, remember, your gerbera, or your Gemini. Sorry, my fault. Let me just look from that side. Right, one's slightly higher than the others. This is where my pickiness comes in. Yes. I think it's from when the way I was taught, and that's where sometimes it comes in, and I think, oh gosh, and that was many years ago. But that's how much you just don't forget. It's great. Right, and we'll lean that one slightly over. Just hold my hand there. Let me just turn this guy so I can make sure. Space. Yep. So now that's how, let me show. With those just sitting there against these light pinks and the whites, it's just giving it that softness. I've got some more of this, so I may just use these. Do it there. In fact, I might do it there. Yes, I will. I'm going to put these just above the lilies here. And again, they may slightly be sticking out. I mean, if we're going to be, it's floating. That's mainly what these are doing. Because, yes? So like I say, his main focal is the floral at the moment. And then I'm going to mirror image that on this side. Time are we on? Oh, it's nearly 4 o'clock. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, look, you made me put it in wrong way. Take the glue off. Don't want to keep that on. And then put that in the same position. I mean, one good advantage with doing a mixture of different colours is you apart from obviously thinking about not having too many of the same flower or colour next to each other, is, oh, it's like being on a summer's day in a meadow. Colours everywhere. It's just, you know, mind-blowing. It's wonderful, you know, with all the different colours. And you just tend to sit there, and when I was doing them and I'd finished, I just sat there for at least a good half an hour just analysing it and look, and then just in a dream world with the colours. I'm going to put some fern in, but I don't know if it's going to be that one. I do have this different type. This is called tuck. I think this would be better at the top because I've got the florals in. I don't like the leaves on those. They look like those what fray. I'll soon find out. Oh yes, they're fraying already. So any horrible fray leaves like that, throw them in the bin. They're not going to be good for you, for your display or anything. It's going to, you know, basically devalue the look. Come away. Oh, because it's a bouncy one. Because when it gets bouncy things like this, look. Yeah, that's what it's like. So, I'm going to put in, where's the other one I had here? This fern instead of that. That's more bendy, and this is more of an upright fern, and it looks better. So let me put the ferns in and dot those around. And this is where I'm now filling in because I've got enough florals. I don't want any more florals. I could put another floral there because I have got some left. So I could put, you know, to equal it out slightly more, I could put one there. Or if I wanted to elongate it at the bottom, which actually that looks quite nice, which I think I will do that. And I shall put 2 more at the ends. So we will use those. I'm just a bit, I don't know about these. No. My professional opinion says no. Right, let's get these in. It's the wrong flower for the wrong design. And again, with it being your your foliage, sorry, just keep within a boundary. Don't go too far away from it. Obviously with your leaves you do tend to have them sticking up. You've got your main structure with your florals. So now this is just your filling in. I am going to think about, I did say I was doing this anyway, but I am going to actually show you a compact one. Yeah, because, you know, like I say, I don't just want you to think that I just do wispy, which is top of my list. I want to also see that I can do compact. So all I'm going to do, I was thinking about, is just getting a small, you know, bowl type container and show you just really tightly compact. And there's only the odd little bit of foliage sticking out, and there's hardly any foliage at all. So, and we're going to put these here at the top around the lily. And I'll show you that from there. Now that's sort of like showing you that it's got, the lily has got its own little, you know, surrounding. And that's what that looks like from that angle. And if you want to see it from this angle, and it's like that. Sorry I can't lift it higher or lower. Well, I could lift it higher. It's just that I can't lift it lower because I've got a great big display in front of me on the floor. Oh, one's come out. Right. Something's not right then if this comes out, let's come out again. So it's going on a pick, and it's going to go on a thicker pick because obviously that thinner pick's not doing it. Oh, it's here, Lord. I'm looking for the small one. Sorry, guys. It's nearly end of day again. So yes, I might do a small video tomorrow of the compact one, just to show you. I'm just trying to think about the container that I'd like to use. I did go to a store this morning and I did buy, Sandra might like this, some more, I'll show you. Some more bird feeders. Oh, I'm so excited. And there was only £4 each. And because the shop is closing down, Wilco's, I love this. Sandra, you'll love it. Like I say, Wilco's. Look at that. That's where you have your suet balls put in. Now, ain't that a beautiful design? You could even glue a stand onto it underneath. Because I've always, before I show you, let me get my finger untwined. I've got a love art one as well for the birdies. And this is also, it's got a hook on. Let me just unravel it. It's where you put your suet balls in there. So they roll down there to the bottom. And then you hang it like that. And that's a love art. Sandra, grab them if you've got a Wilco's by you. But with this, I was going to just say, sorry about stopping and starting. It's because it's just come into my mind. Because you've got that, I've got these candlesticks like that. I could glue that perfect fit onto that. Now, don't that look fabulous? And I think that is what I'm going to do. I just can't help myself. So if you like that, Sandra, you know, go and get some nice, lovely candlesticks and glue it to the top and then make a little display. That could be a table display on your cabinet, your bedside cabinet, living room window, party, anything. And yeah, let me know, Sandra, what you think. So that, grab them before the stores close. And I mean, they've gone down to £4, but I think when they get right down to the end bits, to the point where they're about to shut the doors, everything will be cheaper. So they may even be 50p by then. So, ain't that exciting? I can't wait. Really can't wait. So, because we've got this here now. Oh, did I sort that? No, let me sort this. I didn't finish this because I really wanted to show you those. And I thought there was an excellent idea. Put on a candlestick for, you know, your dining room table. It's a lovely design, you know, lovely design. Right, let's see where this has come from. 1, 2, it's come from here. Yeah, it's got a big hole, so that's why I've doubled up with the thicker stem to give it that extra support. Sit in that hole. I'm just going to put a bit more glue on it because it's obviously going to keep coming out. Oh, that's better. Much better. I can feel how tight it was to get it in there. Just make sure. Sorry guys, I've got to just do this. 18, 16 and a half. Right, I've got to go in a little bit more. So it should be 16 and a half. Oh, super. So yes, now I've put those in. I don't know if I've shown you now, so I'm going to show you again. The ferns around the main lily in the centre. I've got some more of this, which I either may want to just stick out slightly there, or if I have a look, put one just above the lily. I'm just going to see from above what might look better. No, that's too crowded. Doing it there above the lily. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, I'm going to put these here because there's gaps here. Let me just turn them the correct way. Just sticking out slightly. That might, I end up cutting that short and shaping it because it's just sort of like wanting to do its own thing. So cut it at a diagonal. There. Now let's put that. It's probably because it's tangled up. My God, let me just take it out, guys. It's tangled up. And again, I'm going to put that just there. I've still got bits here that I'd like to fill, and that's where where I bring in that small, you know, the bigger leaf foliage to sit at the bottom. So there's one there, so one here, and then one in this corner here, around the same height from the bottom. So keep your arm at arm's length, and then just and the last one. I knew it needed fern. Feel a bend in the stem. I'm just trying to straighten it. And I think with these, I'm going to put something else up there, guys. There's just a few gaps, and then I'll put, or I might do the bottom first. Right, let's get these, and I'm just going to sit that there. In fact, I think I may have cut it a bit too short. It really needs to be around here. So, silly me, silly me. Just tie it back up with the floral tape. Right, now let's see again. About there, so that watching is cutting off at the bottom, so that one may need a stem on. Oh crikey, just a small one, just to give it that extra support. Oh, I found some brown tape. I've ordered it. As I was saying yesterday about the brown tape, you know, for things with the paperback. Off of eBay. I had a look on there. 4 packs of brown tape. So, and then I decided, well, I'll order some white and I'll order some more green while I was doing it. So then I know I can't, you know, run out for a while anyway. Right, so now let's put this one underneath the lily, and this is where you look above how far again you'd want it. That's right. That is how I'd like it to sit. There was something missing here, as you can see on this end here. There's just something slightly missing around here. But by putting an extra, you know, Gemini in, then it's filled that gap for you. And we'll do the same on the other side. So just go up. You'll hold underneath. Right, one moment, guys. From 9 centimetres from that tip. I want it down to there. So it needs to be pushed in a little bit more. Perfect. Fluff it slightly up. I'm going to show you now from the above, because this is how it would sit on the car, on top of the coffin. Oh, that rubber thing again. It would sit like that. So, looking from above angle that I'm showing you, that's how it looks. I'll bring it closer, but you perhaps might not get the ends in now I'm bringing it closer. But if you could just have a, you know, look, there's plenty of space to put other things, and then that's at this end here, and then also at the opposite end. So that's just for a nice little, like a summery meadow look, just using, you know, basically 2 colours. I don't think I'm going to put these in, and if I do, they're going to take it away. It really is irritating me, but if I put those in, so they can go back. So I have got, you see, the wild daisies, because she did want a meadowy, small, minimalistic meadow effect. So let's see. they would be, oh no, they're way too much. Way too much. So then they could be used as fillers at the bottom. I'm trying to look at where my cat's gone. He's usually around. Right, I'm cutting them at that length, well that length, but just the odd bits. And some are going to have obviously more than, thicker than that. But they're going along at the bottom. Because you know, as you can see, and I can see from here, you know, there is gaps. And instead of just putting any more greenery in, because personal opinion, there's plenty of greenery in. So now, just by adding little bits like this, or even like I say, if you really wanted to put more greenery in, just wider leaves like that, just to cover the oasis at the bottom. So I'm going to put this in. I'll start here and then I will be turning it around so you'll see. And that will also cover your oasis. What are you doing? And you're up to something. I know you're up to something. Have you bought me a birdie? I hope not. I hope not. They're not real. This is where I try to find that I have to work on the end when he's around, because he don't let me have my space. So this may, like I say, may not be another long video, guys, or a movie. I'm going to start calling it the Flower Patch movie tutorials. Right, I'm going to cut quite a few off of here. Watch yourself, you see? Because if you move this way, he'll follow you, whatever you've got in your hand. And he'll want to be around and smell it, and he just won't give you time. No, Molly. Say hello to everybody. Say hello to everybody. Go on, you're going to pull up. Oh, you've got your nail inside me. Here, play with that one then. Gosh. I'll leave it alone in a minute. You won't be interested. So again, I'm going to dot these around at the bottom, using it more up. And once I've put them in, I'll give you, just show you. Under there. Right guys, as you can see, if I just slightly, they are in here. Now I haven't gone out the boundary, I've kept within, and that's used as your filler foliage. And obviously I'm going to do that all the way around. Have you finished with it now? What? Where's it gone? I know it's your tea time soon. Mine too. No. Oh my goodness. You can be awkward. Sorry. This is how we are to each other. Well, I won't say we are to each other. He can't sing. He can whine, but he can't sing. Stop eating my leaves. Don't eat my leaves. No. Marley, stop it. Get off. No. Not while Mummy's work. Stop it. It's not real. Oh my God gracious me. Here it comes. No. Here he comes again. Being awkward. No. Oh gosh, everybody. He's got that funny head on where you got to keep an eye on him, because he's up to no good. Now this last piece. Right, as you can see everybody, it's at the bottom. Well, probably, you know, hopefully my cat hasn't chewed them off. Yes. So that's probably how hungry he is it that he wants to eat artificial flowers. But that's around the bottom, as you can see, and on here as well, where we've filled it in, and then now you literally don't need no more at the bottom. We've still got the odd gap here and here, so I do want to get something that I can put in there, what will give it just, you know, in foliage. This is just to fill the gap, but not too much. Right, I've got this out with it being lovely and flocked and very pale. It goes beautiful against the pinks. Now, I'm not going to put too much of this in. Oh, good gracious. I'll just place it if it doesn't look right, like that. Well, you may see it. No, it won't allow it. Just here at the top. That's not got a stem on it. That's too long. So I'm going to put them, 1, 2, just to give as well again that light airy feeling. But if you know, and it's going to help with filling in. And I think after we've done this, then that would be all we'd need in these. I mean, with Coffin sprays, you can have them as busy as you like, this, you know, but like I say, take into consideration your structures, you know, and all that. That one in. No. In the same hole, and I'm pushing these as well right down to the bottom. I'm not having these sticking right up. Here's one. I've got a 2, 1 there. So one with 2. How many have I got left? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's good. Right, so now just be careful because he likes those. He really does like those. Just look, guys. I could put. Let me see. I don't want it to be too much. Just go slightly. No, I'm not going to put no more of those in. Right, just maneuver all and manipulate all your greenery. Let's just have a look from this side. Right, I can see a little bit there. What I'm going to do, again, like I said, get my oddments. I have an oddments and I put some in, you know, in just, oh, I don't know what they're doing in there. In a little basket, and this is the one, I think this is the correct one, where I have all of, you know, like the salal that's been cut right down, you know, like that, which will cover the bottom. So we're going to dip some salal in, because like I say, I've used salal millions of times. I love it. It fills the, does the job. As amongst being long stemmed, it acts as a wonderful, wonderful foliage filler, and it hides a lot of space. And again, I will show you this, guys. Just got to make sure I don't get the wrong ones out. Actually, you can have more than one if you've got more than one. There's a bit. There's a bit. Two different sorts if you like. Slow, there we are. Put those there. Cut that one into two. And I'm just going to go around just to make sure. Now there's no really sequence of how to put the filler foliage in. It's just you're covering your oasis. There's not a structural way of doing it. It's where you see a gap. That's what I was always told. Where you see a gap, filler foliage. So that has hidden that. I can see another one there. Again, I will turn it round. I just want to get it all filled. My good gracious me, not keep still. That's okay, that's okay. Oh. Here, get some in there, and even on the top, if you've done your structure and your design and you just see gaps and you don't want to put more flowers in, then just use your oddments, or you can have some flowers like solidago. That's a fabulous thing to fill in, or a stilby, absolutely anything really, as long as you get rid of the main gaps. Right, oh gosh, you may be able to see around here that I've been putting the filler foliage just around here, around this area, and it's all just gone in like that. So I'm going to repeat that on this side. I'm going to cut this one in two as well. Bend that over at the top so it doesn't lean. Doesn't fall off, should I say, not lean. Where did I get that from? Because when you have obviously a funeral and it's on top of the casket spread, it's at people's eye view, the bottom of it. And they'll see that before the casket spray comes off. They'll see at the bottom, the eye view at the bottom of the casket, the casket spray first before they see the top. So I was always told, remind yourself every time to keep filling in the bottom, because especially at funerals, because the loved ones will notice the bottom of it first. And that's true. That really is true. Because I've been to funerals myself, and I've even stated it myself when I've looked at something and said, oh, don't they look lovely on bottom, before I've even said anything about the top. So I do it. Not that I'm saying I enjoy going to funerals, but when I've been to some. And just the last ones. So, and then they'll be going in. Don't want that rubber on. Go down. Oops, a daisy. Right, I've seen it. One moment, and I won't stop until I find it. There. It's there. And then I want, that's not the right one. This is where I go hunting. There it is, there it is, there it is. I always have them hidden somewhere. I'm going to turn the top over again so, you know, the leaves don't fall off. Create a loop. So now it's there. I knew there was one around the top. That's it. One in there. Small one, but I can see it. Any more? No. No. Right. Let me replace all my flowers in the correct position now. Let's move these out of the way. Don't know why I've got those ribbons. We'll get rid of that. I know you're hungry. Right, so let's just get everything in order. Right, I've got a space there, I've just spotted. Just in here. Don't eat them. Please just don't eat them, you naughty boy. Right, let me just stand it up and just go round. One there. Yeah, I want one. The wrong one. Here we go, one-handed. There we go. And then got to keep my eye on it where it were. One there, might have been that place. Oops, oops, oops. I know. Slightly tilt the flower and head the Jiminy on the end. Right, now this is what we've done today, is just a smaller version of a coffin spray. Or, you know, it's obviously the colours for a lady where they wanted slight little meadow flowers in, but just lilies and Jiminis. Nothing else, they didn't want any other flower. And then just the greenery, maybe the odd lavender, I was told. So I had to go at it today before I actually do hers. And this is what we've come up with. I've got plenty more flowers, you know, Jiminis and everything. So I thought we'd do one together and have a good, you know, so you can see. So that's how it is from that angle, as I can show you. I'm going to come up closer with it, and then obviously from this angle as well. So if we just bring it up, and we'll just show you. There's your beautiful lily, what's absolutely fabulous. Obviously the little Jiminis that they've wanted in. There's your conifer here, and then there's your flocked fern, some other fern as well, your ruscus, your eucalyptus, your slough, which is the acting as the foliage, filler foliage at the bottom, and these little meadow flowers. Then your maiden, your leather leaf, should I say. I'm not sure what these are, so I say we'll call them imitation fatsias. And then your palm with your beautiful lily there again, facing forward with your foxglove just here. So again, that's how it is from a different angle like that. I hope that comes out all right as you look at the camera. I'll have to analyse. And then facing it that way down to the very, very tip on this end. So I hope you enjoyed that. Like I say, that's just a minimalistic one that they wanted to ask for in those colours with those flowers. So I thought we'd have a go of ours first. And the best thing about it, if the you know, the family wish to bring it home, and you know, from obviously the funeral day or anything, because I don't know about in America or around the world, but we can actually bring our flowers home after the service. So especially, I don't know, like I say, if you do it anywhere else, but we can. And somebody may want to bring this, you know, the member of the family may want to bring this home, sit it on the dining room table, have it as a floral display on a, you know, an arrangement, and a big table display. So when you eat your meals or anything, you'll always have the thought of your loved one right in front of you in a beautiful display. And I think that's a lovely thought. So like I say, I will do a smaller one where it's quite compact. I have got a few orders to do, so I may just make a little display tomorrow, but because I have got quite a bit of things I've got to get done amongst, again, a funeral. So there's what we've done, guys, and I really do hope you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed showing you how I was taught. I could have gone deeper within the technical side and the structural side, but it can be overwhelming. It's something what, you know, you have to learn at a, you know, a relatively good pace, not fast or, you know, or not too slow, but you can't just remember everything in one day, and I don't want to put that pressure on you either. So I've just gave you a few of the technical sides of what I had to do, you know, when I was doing it, and the professional way, you know, with measuring here, 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 and then obviously height, everything. That's just a few bits. That's probably why my video's gone over 2 hours more likely today. But that's only because I was showing you again. So that will be all for today, and I will see you again tomorrow, guys. And thanks so much for all you new subscribers as well, and thanks for over the 1,000 views that my husband's pointed out. So oh gosh, you know what, I can't understand how overwhelmed I am. You lot are so gracious, so lovely, and so kind, and it's just beyond words. And me and Marley hope to see you again soon. Maybe he's not going to chew my things again next time, but he wants his food. I've got to go and give it to him. And and we'll see you again soon. So please subscribe and share to your friends and family, everybody. And Sandra, I hope you like those new bird feeders from Wilco's. If you didn't hear me, £4 each. So go and grab some. So yes, we'll see you again tomorrow, and I hope you have a great day tonight, and thanks for everything so much, and take care. Bye bye.